Hello, beautiful people. 3 o'clock on the nose, 3:01 to be exact. We are back on a Monday, October 27th, fresh off the heels of the Rockin' Ribs Festival on Saturday, which was a great time. Some really good barbecue bites courtesy of Slow Country Barbecue and Local Pie and One Hot Mamas with those wings that were pretty incredible. Why do I keep forgetting Orchid Pallmeyer from One Hot Mamas? Those wings were nice. And of course, Algorithm featuring No Foolin', Nick Poulin. Great time, but let's get right into it. So I have a special treat today. I'm going to introduce to you guys some friends of mine who have a new business endeavor in the restaurant business over in Beaufort. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring them on right here. We have Meredith and Jim Bannon. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey, Nick. We're good. Thanks for having us on.
My
we
pleasure.
appreciate it.
My pleasure, of course. So let me actually move this back down. No, let me get rid of this entirely. How about that? I'm going to do, just bear with me 1 second, guys. I want to get that banner off so it's not blocking you. Okay, cool. So we're good. So for those of you who are not familiar with Meredith and Jim own the Bannon Law Group, which is located in Bluffton, Savannah, and Charleston, correct?
Yeah,
I have that right. And so the Bannon Law Group, I've had the pleasure personally of doing a number of real estate transactions with them. It's always been great. They also handle, personal litigation matters and things like that, which, as Jim always likes to say, allegedly has helped me with a few personal issues. Of course, nothing major, but they do both sides of law. So for anybody that needs help with real estate closings or, what would you call the other category just in general, Jim? I'm terrible with stuff like this.
Oh, criminal defense.
Criminal defense. There you go. So, but outside of these business endeavors, and they're also, like myself, very active, specifically among the real estate community, but just in the community at large in terms of supporting other local businesses. What I love about them is that they're also very clever with their marketing. They have a lot of fun with it, which I think is great. And of course, most notably, and that's why they're joining us on the Indulgent Hour today, is they are, I would like to say, fellow foodies, if you will. So along those lines, I would say probably it was about, I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago when you guys had mentioned that you were going to be opening a pizza franchise over in Beaufort. So why don't you guys share with the audience just how this came about? Because obviously you have a lot going on with the law firm, and as parents, and as like I said, being very active in a number of different local organizations in Bluffton and Hilton Head and things like that. How did this come up? Because I think it's kind of a cool story about how you came upon opening one of these franchises, which we'll get to specifically in a minute.
Sure. Well, it was really a bit of an odyssey, really.
Yeah.
Our business partners, Jatin and Anjali Patel, came to us and said, have you heard of a Your Pie? Because we're interested in perhaps opening a franchise. And so we had eaten at a Your Pie before, always enjoyed it. And so we went out to Athens, Georgia to meet with the Your Pie people and find out what it was like on the ownership and operations side. Really liked what we had to hear, what they had to tell us. And so we wound up jumping in with both feet. The Patels are our business partners, and we just passed, this is our 31st day open. So we're through the first month.
Very cool. So that was a pretty quick month. Went by fast.
It went by real fast.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and so you guys did, for that first week, you had kind of like a soft open schedule where you could sign up for specific slots, which I thought was really a smart idea in terms of, just to kind of like get things moving to start off slowly, and to give locals an opportunity, to customers an opportunity to check it out. And then of course that Friday you had your grand opening. Let me see if I can add this to the stage here. There we are. We had the grand opening. So for those of you who are not familiar, when you are driving out towards Beaufort, this particular location is on the Paris Island Gateway, 780 Paris Island Gateway to be exact. So when you're kind of like, if you're coming from the Bluffton area and you're kind of like, I would say, basically on that main approach of heading into town there in Beaufort, right? I mean, it's kind of like that's the main road that takes you sort of into town, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
If you take that first right off of Broad River Bridge,
Yes.
it'll take you right into Port Royal, and it is right where that road ends and merges with Paris Island Gateway.
Right, exactly. So then if you were to continue on it, then it takes you over the bridge into Beaufort, into where you find Fish Camp and all that kind of stuff. But the landmark for me is that there's a BP gas station there, and there's a couple of storefronts on on either side of that. And so this is all the way over to that right side in that shopping center. And I think it's a really, really cool spot. So this is the front of the place. Before I even walked in, I noticed that there's this really nice patio outside that has a couple of screens for the games or whatever else people want to enjoy. And then I don't have interior photos because I was honestly like, as soon as I walked in the door, I was like, wow, this is great. I mean, it's just the whole vibe in there is just very cool. And I wanted to say this because we're going to be talking about pizza, right? So I always say that the pizza is like a very sensitive, like hot button subject in this area. And there are people that are very specific and they'll be like, well, they don't have the pizza that we have up here or up there or whatever. I have a very different opinion. Yes, are there pizza shops and establishments just like delis and other things like that I miss from back home? Absolutely. But I always say, if you're not enjoying or you haven't had good pizza here, then you're not looking in the right places, because there are some good spots, not just here in Bluffton, but also in Hilton Head and also in Savannah and also over towards Beaufort. Now, there's also a separate discussion, which, I'm sure there would be people that would immediately say, oh, well, this is a chain or whatever the case is. Now, I have, number one, I patronize plenty of chains during the course of my travels. I mean, I'm a regular, Jersey Mike's person, and I don't really. I forget who I was talking to a couple of weeks ago, or Domino's or whatever. I can't remember the last time that I had like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut, but that I feel like every pizza has its own category. The best way that I can describe this is, this might be a franchise, a chain, whatever you want to call it, but honestly, the quality of this, and I didn't just have pizza. We're going to talk about a couple of different things that I had, but the quality of this pizza is, as far as I'm concerned, is good enough to compete with some of the, higher end, private pizza shops, at least the ones that I've had the opportunity to enjoy around here. I'm sure that was part of the process, because I know you guys were kind of like, when you decided to go down this road, you were kind of looking into a couple of different options, and I'm sure there was a lot what that went into that. We're going to, this is the brand that we're going to go with, and this is the endeavor that we're going to start with. Talk about a little bit about like your perspectives on the concept and the menu, and why you feel that this was the best way to go with this category of food.
Well, so it kind of fills a void. It's fast casual. So on those days and times when you want something quick, but you don't want fast food, um, everything is made in-house. It is made to order, you design it. And so it's actually fresh ingredients and freshly made when you order it. So it's a new take on the fast casual of not just going to like a little Caesars and grabbing it pre-made and go. This allows you to customize it as well as, have fresh selections of salads and um, veggies and whatever you want to make it, you can make it your own.
Yeah, there's a lot of options and customizations, and that's where we'll take it to. So I could bring this up. These are like, the 7 signature pies, and so there's 3 different sizes, and then you have the build your own where you can basically choose which size. You can choose which particular dough that you want to go with on the personals, not just the regular, but you have the gluten free, and then you have the keto friendly. So you have those options for people that have sensitive dietary restrictions, and so like I said, this is all customizable, which is really cool. And then not just for the pizza, there's a couple of sandwich options, there's a couple of pasta options, there's wings that you can get either plain or with 3 other different flavors, cheese sticks, salads. I didn't even get to open the can of worms that was the gelato, which I did get a shot of this, and some of these flavors like the mango sorbet and the limoncello. Like I was like, okay, well, this is going to give me a reason to come back soon to try some of this stuff, because this all looked very good. My experience and the very first night that you guys were open, I mean, it was, I know I was there kind of on the earlier side. I think I was there like 3-4 o'clock. I probably left like a little after 5. There was a pretty steady rush that entire time. Did that continue through the rest of the night? Right, you guys, you're open till, was it 10? Is that right?
9.
9, right? That's right.
11
Right.
to 9 every
Right,
day.
right. So it was. I believe it was steadily pretty busy through the rest of the night, right?
It was. It was. We were thankful so many people were excited to try it out, but it definitely put us through our paces.
For sure. And we always say that the part of the experience is not just the food, but it's the experience from a service perspective. And restaurant owners sometimes have to be hands-on, and you guys really had all hands on deck. I would say, for a regular shift, how many employees do you have for like a regular shift on average?
About 6 or 7.
Right. There was at least, there was definitely a few more that I feel like that first day. I think when I was going to say goodbye, you were like, Jim's back there doing dishes. I'm like, tell him I said goodbye. Everybody was like pitching in, and it really was like, for being everything sort of fresh and made to order, it was not a very long wait. And I mean, as far as I was concerned, I tried, I want to say 3 of the pies. Let's see if I can pull that up here. So I went with, this was that, what's the name for the Supreme again, Meredith?
The lineage.
Say it again.
Isn't it the lineage?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Right. So I did the lineage. I should have did this before I took this away. But yes, I did the lineage. I did the buffalo chicken. I did the chicken pesto. And I think, that's what it was. Actually, I had I had the whole, this was my favorite shot, actually, was the whole table. I think the other one was the the hot honey with the pepperoni. I thought all of these were great. The crust was crispy, but it was also like airy and light. I loved the flavors of the sauce. Not too much sauce, well balanced with the sauce to cheese ratio, I would say. Very strong flavors, some nice heat from the hot honey pepperoni one, which I really enjoyed. So I kind of sampled a little bit of these, and obviously and took the rest. It also, I would say this, it reheated very well. Whether it was later that evening or like the following day, that's a big thing for me, is like, how does it hold up? For me, I thought it was great, as far as, obviously not exactly like it was when you have it fresh, but still very good reheated. And I enjoyed it. And I think that it's also at a very reasonable price. I mean, even for like a 14-inch pie, right under that $20. And I think that's where it kind of goes to what Meredith was saying, was that it filled a void, kind of like on a number of levels, both for that concept and also for the location that you guys are in, which I stuttered a little bit when I was trying to explain it before, but I just feel like just all the times that I've headed out there, that's kind of something like I said, a landmark spot that I've always noticed out there, headed towards Port Royal and Beaufort. And there were a couple of different businesses that were in that particular spot, Asian, Indian type of inspired spots. But I feel like really like this type of concept for that type of landmark busy location, I think is going to do really well. How have things gone? Like you said, you're just hit a month. How have things gone so far in the first 30 days that you guys have been open? I'm sure there's been some challenges and things like that, but how's it been so far?
So far, I think it's been great. Obviously you're always looking to work out the kinks, and sort of any new business, you have new employees and all of that. But I think it's gone really well. Anjali Patel is our managing partner. She's there each and every day,
Right.
making sure that, everything's done the right way. And, so far so good. We're hoping it just continues.
Yes. That's the most important thing when you have these type of places, is that's a big challenge. Let's be real, like just in the area in general. You guys are tied into a lot of the restaurants just like I am, and it's like one of the big challenges is staffing, and is keeping a good staff, and you don't want to have too much turnover, which there's bound to be a lot of that, especially in a particular area like this. But you're only as good as the staff that's representing your brand, day in and day out, whether it's a slow time or a busy time. And I know I saw a lot of satisfied customers that day, and I just think with this particular concept, I just think it's going to be a big hit, and I really believe that it already has. Another thing that I enjoyed when I was there, let's see if I can do this right again. Yes, was these sandwiches, which I sampled the Italian, and then also the chicken bacon ranch. I thought both of these were great. I'm a huge fan of a sandwich that's made in like a pizza crust or a pizza dough. And it had very fresh, toppings on it. You had the feta cheese. I'm a huge sauce guy. I'm surprised that it took me so long. We're like almost 20 minutes into this. And that was one of my big takeaways, honestly, was that for the sandwiches, they each have their own, and this is like house made, right? Each has their own dressings, right? So the chicken bacon ranch, jalapeno ranch, the Italian feta ranch, the chicken caprese pesto ranch. So there's literally 3 different types of dressings, if you will, for each of those different sandwiches. And then along with that, you have 3 different flavors of the wings. I think I went with the recommendation was the lemon pepper, right? I think that's what I went with that day.
Yep.
And these were really good. I thought there was a nice size. I thought there was a nice little bit of a crisp on them. I thought that the Sauce was very tasty and tangy, and of course, you add a little bit of greens to it, gives it kind of like a little bit of a different element. I thought this was great. I'm excited to come back soon. I want to try one of these pastas, and I'll probably end up getting some cheese sticks and maybe a salad or two as well next time. I really enjoyed this when I got the opportunity to visit it. And I think a lot of people, if they haven't had the chance to yet, are really going to enjoy this. What's the scene been like? Because you have again, I when I was there, I was so kind of caught up in conversation and was getting to catch up and hang out with you guys and meet a new friend or two while I was at it. The whole endeavor of opening up a business in a town like Beaufort that has a very loyal local following for places like this. How have you felt like a good amount of support so far? As we're a month in, you felt a good amount of support from the community on the endeavor? Because I just based on what I've seen social media wise, it seems like there's been a lot of good feedback so far.
Yeah, thanks. No, we've been having a great time. Let's see, we've been dropping off pizzas, I think, with the firehouses. We've been dropping pizzas off.
I remember that.
Apartments. We always love and appreciate the work that our first responders do. But that's also one of the great things about pizza, right? Is that it's not only good in the restaurant, but it's good if you get it delivered. It's great if you take it away. It's very diverse, at least in the approach to the food, because if you want to eat in, you can eat in. And if you'd rather eat at home, you can do that too. So that's one of the other things which, and everybody likes pizza. So when you have the food that's not only good, but can travel, perfect.
Yes, and you can order online. You can call in an order. You can come in and pick up. You can come in and take out. That's why I lost my train of thought there before. You got a huge flat screen TV in the main dining room. You got a couple televisions outside. Have you been getting a little bit of a game crowd so far? Obviously we're well into college football season and NFL season. Have there been people coming and spending some time watching the games as well?
Yeah, we serve beer and wine. So
that's right. We forgot. We need to talk about that too. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Please.
So grab a drink and watch your game. And so we're getting people who like the continuity of, we can come in, we can see it, we can watch it, we can enjoy it while enjoying our food as well.
Yes. So as far as I think I have this here. As far as okay, so you guys, your beer is you're doing local beers, right?
We are
locally selected, and then you also have red wine and white wine, and then you have one of those lovely soda dispensers for all of your soft drinks and everything like that. How about the gelato? How's that been coming? Because like I said, there were some pretty interesting flavors there of the gelato. You have the sorbet. It looks like at any given time you're going to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 flavors or so. Has that been, are people coming in at all just for the gelato? Or are they getting it along with their pizza and things like that? How's that stuff been moving?
I think most people come in and order it, once they've enjoyed their pizza. But also there are kids' meals where the, 1 scoop of gelato is included.
Oh, cool.
So definitely bring the kids, because you can get them set up with their own personal pizza, and then we'll give you a cup when you first order, and then when you're done, just have the kids run up and we'll give them a scoop of their choice.
That's awesome. So it really is it's set up for a nice family experience.
Absolutely.
You have the meal combos where you can add a drink, non-alcoholic, for 20 ounce with chips, or a cookie for only a $3.99 add-on, or you can do the 20 ounce drink with a side salad or 2 scoops of gelato for a $4.99 add-on. I just love how there's so much like customization. You can really, and that, I guess that's the whole idea, right? Your pie, to steal what is the Burger King, like, have it your way. That this is really a fully customizable thing where you can go in whichever direction or multiple directions that you want to go, and it's all very highly customizable. So this is very exciting. I'm super pumped for you guys. I'm glad that I got there the first week and got to check it out. Definitely excited. As I said to the girls from Sister Deli, which is going to be opening in the next couple of weeks out in Beaufort. When I'm out there, I like to kind of take advantage of the opportunity. So maybe like if I go to Beto's, maybe I'll stop at Local's Raw Bar and get something to have for dinner later, or maybe I'll stop at the kitchen to get some stuff for, to reheat for meals or things to have for the next day or the following days. Or I can definitely see myself like going out to Beaufort or Port Royal for lunch or whatever it is, and then picking up some pizzas on the way home. Like I can see how this is going to fit very well logistically into my game plan when I'm going out there, whether it's on the way out to where I'm going or on the way back. So it's very exciting. Again, Your Pie Pizza. Let's see. Pizza, brews, and gelato. And again, we said that this was at 780 Paris Island Gateway. Again, all the way to the right side in this particular shopping center. Now, while I have you guys, not that I want to put any pressure on you or anything like that. As I said to start out, we are foodies, and I know that's something that you guys enjoy. So let's just have a little, before I let you get back to work, let's have just a little food conversation. What recently have you enjoyed, or anything particular? It doesn't necessarily have to be a new place or one of these type of things. What are maybe one or two or three of the things that over the course of, because you guys, you go up to Charleston, you go to Savannah, you do a little bit more traveling outside of that, whether it's for a Penn State football game or whether it's for, a trip that maybe you take with your daughter, which, EG is definitely an internet sensation in her own right. She's a fun follow as it is. So you guys have a lot of fun with it. What are some of the things that you guys have been doing that you've enjoyed lately with the local food scene?
Well, it was funny. Jim had court in Savannah on Thursday, and he texted me and he was like, I just popped into Flora and Fauna and got all the baked goods for dinner tonight. And so we feasted upon their fresh breads, their pastries, everything. I like going to Flora and Fauna for their set dinners, but just Jim popping in was a fun surprise to bring back.
It's a murderer's row standing there at that counter. Joss and I did it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a cereal over orderer. So I came home with quite a bit of leftovers, a pretty sizable bag full of them. I grabbed a couple of the Cruller donuts. I sampled that chicken Caesar salad sandwich, which was really good. I'm trying to think of what I think Jocelyn got the mushroom conserve, which was also really nice. That place is killer. The only chance that I've had to go for the supper club was when they had that focacceria that was in town from Nashville, which was a great meal. Don't get me wrong. But that's one of the things I've become such a big Brochus fan that I keep, for some reason, it just keeps drawing me back there. But I need to get Flora and Fauna back in the rotation as far as, and I know they made a slight revision because I ran into my friend John Park, aka the Hungry Asian, is in town for these next couple of weeks, and he's someone that I've always really enjoyed, and it's been sort of a mentor of sorts in terms of the the food content and the whole food media endeavor. And so I know that they recently made kind of like a tweak to the structure of how it is, but I know you guys are, like myself, you are firmly farm family loyalists. I know you guys like farm. I know you guys like Common Thread is one of my favorites. I actually was talking to John's wife, Sharon. She had a Strange Bird shirt on yesterday when I saw them over at Lot 9 for the school pizza bake. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to bring that back soon too, because the Strange Bird in the old Streamliner Diner there was a really cool spot, and they were doing ramen pop-ups and all different kinds of cool stuff. They've been kind of like whatever they called it, flying the coop or whatever it is, kind of doing occasional pop-ups here and there. But I'm waiting to find out what the news is going to be about how soon they're going to be able to bring that back, because that's just such a cool spot in the old diner there. And those couple of guys that were running that place for Farm were doing a really nice job. I was picking up my AMA private dining family meal at the Farm commercial kitchen there from Antonio and his crew. So occasionally I run into one or two of the guys from Farm. When I interviewed Justin Patton, the sushi dude, I didn't even realize that he had been working there a couple of days a week, in addition to what he does over at the kitchen and all of his catering and things like that. Is there anything that's coming up as we get to, I mean, I can't believe it's almost the end of October already, and I know we're getting into the thick of it with festival season and things like that. I was at the Rock and Ribs this past weekend. I was at the Italian Heritage Festival the weekend before. Is there anything that's coming up, either event-wise or at any particular plans at any of these establishments that you guys are looking forward to over these next couple of months as we head towards the holiday season?
Well, gosh, I mean, when you get into the holidays, I think what everybody thinks about is cooking at home, to be totally honest with you.
We are talking to the grill master here. It only took me a half hour to get into that part of it, because for those of you who are not followers of Jim, you guys really do an incredible job. So I didn't mean to cut you off there, but please tell us more about that, because there's a lot of good stuff going on over at the Bannon household, specifically if you're for the nights that you're not out and enjoying a restaurant, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I love to cook. I love to grill. But, when you're talking about the holidays, I think, everybody thinks about, the classic macaroni and cheese, the classic turkey when you're talking about Thanksgiving, and then all the sides that go with it. I mean, I think not only is the bird the star, but, the sides that go along with all that stuff, they need to be showcased as well.
I'm a big sides guy for sure. Thanksgiving is definitely one of my more favorite holidays. I just saw that Radici released a really nice Thanksgiving menu. There are some spots around here that do a pretty decent job for those people who are not preparing that stuff at home. So there are some good options for you guys if you want to order a meal, or if you just want. I mean, honestly, these family meals from AMA have worked out really well, because especially with my mom having had knee surgery a couple of weekends ago, and to get the family together and be able to save the effort of cooking and cleaning up afterwards. But yeah, I agree with you. It is definitely an exciting time of the season, heading towards Thanksgiving, and of course the Christmas season. The mac and cheese. Did you guys see that the Lincoln and South had their very first mac and cheese? What was it, a festival or a cook-off or something this past weekend?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. It looked amazing.
It did.
And, I think anything new to the food scene is more than welcome.
Yes, absolutely. And there's quite a bit. I know that there's quite a few new restaurants that are coming to Savannah, right? I think there's like 10 or 15 on the horizon. I know that the Darling Oyster Bar has been something that people have been waiting for quite a while. I got to try Lucia a couple of weekends ago, Kyle Iacovino's new concept. I thought that was really cool. And I'm trying to think something. Oh, of course. Oh, so let's talk about that for a second. So have you guys had an opportunity to experience any of the either of the two spots that are over at Ma Daisy's Ports, Chef B's or the Bacchus Bakery?
Yes, we have done Ma Daisy's several times.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You liked it?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Very good. Yeah, I really liked the grilled shrimp. You get it on a salad, really, really tasty. But everything I've had there has been fresh and ready to go, and so I've enjoyed it.
I'm going to have to check it out. I have not gotten a chance to get over there soon. I'm excited about that, to try that out. I'm also really excited, and I'm sure you guys have probably been following along as I have, to the greenhouse right across the street, right from Melissa Perry and her sister Jennifer Jerry, sisters that live in town, are opening this farm to table concept, and it looks like it's going to be a really cool spot right across the street there on May River Road. So that's something that I'm very excited about. I think they're going to actually be joining us relatively soon on the podcast. Oh, and another new one, not necessarily super new, that I enjoyed over in Savannah was Joss and I did brunch at Sunday several weekends ago. That's part of the Rhino Hospitality Group, which I wouldn't say that Sunday is specifically as Asian inspired. Most of those Rhino Group restaurants are Asian inspired, and I'm a huge Asian food fan myself. So that's another one that I have definitely been I was very excited to be able to try. And so there's it's cool because we have a lot of really good options. I always say, like, I've been to most of the places on Hilton Head at this point. There's a short list of places that I have, and I would say most notably Alfred's is at the top of that list. John was giving me a hard time yesterday when I owned up to not having been to Sea Shack, which of course is a total different experience. So I'm probably going to end up having lunch with him at some point over the next week or two while he's in town. But there's maybe not necessarily, I mean, there's some turnover in Hilton Head, so occasionally there's a new place that'll pop up, but really where you see a lot of that is, out this way in Bluffton and in Savannah, and of course out in Beaufort, where you guys are, where Sister is going to be very shortly. So there's definitely no shortage of options. And then of course, when you take that perimeter and you grow it a little bit wider, I'm dying to, and I said this to John yesterday because he's friends with Shuai Wang, is the new Jackrabbit Philly location is like firmly on my radar for whether it's a dinner or whether it's a brunch. I think last time Jocelyn and I were up there, we went to a Silver Sun Pickups concert at the Charleston Music Hall and grabbed a dinner beforehand at Jackrabbit Philly, which I thought was outstanding. And that was before the chef got even more well known from his stint on which Top Chef or whatever that cooking show was. Yeah, is that what it was? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Meredith. I appreciate that. So it's just a very exciting scene. I know Wine Time over here at Washington Square has been getting a very good response, and of course out here at New Riverside, we're imminently going to be getting the new local pie, the Frosty Frog, and the other places. I've enjoyed Sakura a few times. Eggs Up is definitely one of my top breakfast spots as far as, especially a place that's so close and convenient to get to. So it's exciting to see things growing over there as well. So it really is just a fun and vibrant food scene. And I love how there's really a wide range from, a fast casual pizza franchise like you guys have recently gotten involved in, all the way up to, some of the really fine dining options that we have, both on and off the island. So, well, guys, listen, I know that we've gone through the whole thing about your pie. Like I said, very happy for you guys, very excited about what the future holds for the franchise. Is there anything else that you guys would like to cover in terms of any plans with the pizza shop, or any events or anything like that you want people to know about that's coming up over the next couple of months before I let you go?
Well, I would say, one of the benefits of being involved with a larger operation like Your Pie is they have an app.
Cool.
Which is easy to use. I would encourage everybody to do it because you can put it in to pick up, you can put it in to eat in, all through the app. It ensures that nothing's lost in translation if you're calling up on the phone, so you can get exactly what you want. And then on top of that, you can get rewards. There we go. That was the next thing I was going to say. You can earn rewards for free product just by using the app. It's free to sign up and use. So that's just another way to help you enjoy your pie.
Yeah, this is I'm glad that we got into this before I let you guys go, because this is another cool thing. Like, even when I went to pick up some sandwiches last week at downtown Delhi, because Leah had borrowed my baby gate that I used for the cat, and it was no more helpful to keep my cat out of the upstairs of my house than it was for her to keep the cat and the dog separated, or whatever it was that she was trying to do. So I went over to see Kristen last week to pick up my baby gate, and she said, are you doing the rewards thing? And I said, no, I didn't even know there was one. They're doing one similar over at Nosh, which that was another thing that I noticed this morning. I think they started the day over at Nosh, and their bagel oven was malfunctioning, so they were still going to open, and they got other options and other vehicles, if you will, to serve their sandwiches, whether it's on a wrap or a Kaiser roll or things like that. But I'm participating actively in their rewards program, which is really cool. So that's great, because you're getting, just by using that easy app, there's a birthday reward, there's challenges and offers that are customizable for you, and then exclusive deals for rewards members, which is very exciting. Here we have the team. So we do have a nice interior photo of the room in here with the team. Again, order online. You pick up over on the left side over there. And then there's quite a few grab and go options as well. Wow, what is this? So wait a second. Are you telling me that there are seasonal options as well?
Yes.
How did we skip that?
We did not participate in the fall, just because we wanted to make the basics.
Sure.
But we have a new line of winter they'll be rolling out the next couple of weeks. And so we rotate specialty flavors of wings and pizzas.
Excellent. So there's even going to be some other different stuff to try. That's really exciting. You guys know that I'm a sucker for a good special.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. There we go. Is that taking me to the I don't know where that's taking me to. Oh, it was an Island Packet article. So the Island Packer did Island Packet little less than a month ago, did a whole feature. National pizza chain Your Pie opens first Beaufort County restaurant. So that's it. The first Your Pie in Beaufort County. You guys need to go check it out. Facebook.com/YourPieBeaufort. There's also an Instagram page, if I can pull it up quickly enough so that I can give people the exact right address for that. Your Pie Beaufort. I think that's it, right? All spelled out, Your Pie Beaufort. And then there's, of course, the Your Pie Pizza is the main page for Your Pie, for the main account at Your Pie Pizza. So very cool. Again, highly recommend this for those of you who are pizza fans, whether you're into pizza, sandwiches, wings, or all three like I am. Go check it out, especially now. This is, as we head into what I like to think of as like kind of the best time of the year, when it's like we still have decent temperatures during the day, but it's like cool enough out where you can eat outside and not be uncomfortable with the heat and the humidity and stuff like that. I didn't even know before I was going over there that day that you had an outdoor patio. It's a sizable spot, as you can see from the photo that I showed you guys before. And again, television's out there so that you can watch your games as well as stuff like that on the weekends. So bring the whole family, go check out Your Pie Pizza, and let us know how you did. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Nick, thank you for having us. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you.
My pleasure. Again, Meredith Bannon and Jim Bannon of the Bannon Law Group, owners of Your Pie Pizza in Port Royal. If you're in Bluffton and you're heading out towards Beaufort and St. Helena and Ladies Island, it is right on your way out there. After you make that right-hand turn, again, keep an eye open for the BP gas station. You can't miss that bright round BP logo. Pull right in there, all the way to the right. You can't miss it. And best wishes for continued success for you guys for the franchise.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for joining us. And as always, stay hungry, my friends.